Yes. Ross Knowledge. Back in the building. Here we go again. Today I'm talking about, every time I'm starting this video, by the way, I'm going to be going like that because I just need to get my head locked into the situation. Forget, don't sweat. Stop trying to remember things. This happens to me a lot because my brain is not fully developed and I'm classified as I'm not going to say that word actually. I'm classed as a not very clever person sometimes. I'll be having conversations with people, and have you ever had it where you're balls deep into this convo, and you're having a nice flow, and then all of a sudden you're like, what was that thing I was supposed to remember? Oh yeah. But the only time you remember is after the conversation. Or you could be mid-conversation and you're there urgent to get your phone out, and then you've just interfered with the conversation, and it's so frustrating. And then that conversation's over, the moment has passed, and you're still there thinking, oh, what was I supposed to remember? Whilst you're trying to do something else. So you're now putting off what you're supposed to be doing because you're trying so hard to remember what you just thought of the thing that you couldn't remember. And excuse me, I'm so sorry. I had a Papa John's last night. I'm going to try and stop talking about other stuff in my life. So yeah, the situation's passed, and eventually, maybe 30 minutes later, or even longer, you remember that thought. But by that point, this person's gone on about with their life, and if you go back to them now and be like, oh yeah, this and that, remember we were speaking about this, it's just going to be weird. It might not be, depending on how comfortable you are with the person, but this person won't have a clue that you've just spent the last hour and a half an hour thinking about this thought. You're only just putting yourself under more stress, and you're actually suffering. You're basically torturing yourself by trying to remember this thought. I'm making it sound a lot worse than it. I mean, to be fair, it's quite crippling trying to remember stuff, but you just need to basically realize, look, you've done what in that situation, that moment, you said what you could, and it's now gone. It's like if you've traveled all the way to a different country, you've done what you need to do, you come back, but because you've now remembered something that you wanted to tell them, you can't. This goes to the same, I'm not going to say situation, this goes to the same scenario where you've just spoke to someone literally maybe across the other side of the room. But because they're that close, you could go back. But if you think, look, they're actually on the other side of the country now, I can't talk to them, that gives you that opportunity to remember, look, that moment's gone, right? Forget about it, move on. I was watching this video, it must have been a couple of years ago, about two monks. So they were crossing a river. If anyone's watched this video, fair play, you guys are top Donnies. And one of the monks was younger than the other one, so he knew, he had more knowledge about life than this other guy. And then there was a woman on one side of the river trying to get across, but she couldn't. So this older monarch, he picked up the woman, went across the river and put her down, and then they carried on walking about their day-to-day life. But as they was walking, this younger chap couldn't get his head round, look, this older bloke, yeah, he just broke the monarch code because they're not allowed to touch women. I think that is the situation. If anyone is watching these videos later on, you'll understand why I just got angry, but yeah. The scenario has gone past, and this older monarch was not thinking anything about it, but the younger guy was, because he was angry and frustrated because he was judging this older guy that, look, you've just broke the rules, which you're not supposed to do. And then this guy is teaching him about, look, because you've wasted all that time thinking about something that's happened in the past. It's not like the only thing you can do is tell him in that moment, because if you're holding on to that, because he eventually spoke out, but if he spoke out straight away in that moment, you could have got it over and done with and carried on. You could have enjoyed that 30 minutes you've wasted. Because it's not like now that he's released it, you can't go back and say that time that you just thought about thinking about it. The annoying thing is though about this video, because I was trying to remember. Basically, it doesn't explain why he picked her up anyway. Like, because in theory, he did actually break the code. So, what are you playing at, Mr. Monarch? That video is just not gone in full detail about the whole place. I was trying not to use situational scenario there, but we move. But yeah, basically, that video teaches a lot about impermanence. So yeah, if you ever get that situation, stop dwelling on it. Just move on with your life and completely shut that thought out of your head and realize, look, that moment's gone. That's all we can do for now.